Hi, Intro to Theater. All right, today we are doing some work on monologues. I am sorry, I'm at a conference again. I know you will eventually see me again on Friday. This is a difficult time of year because I'll be out of school a bit. Anyway, today what you're going to be doing, you're going to be doing two things. First, you're going to be working on scoring your monologue to prepare for your in-class audition, and you're going to be doing a little bit of a monologue run-through with your monologue partner, which I'll ask you to choose today in class. So the first thing is you should receive a copy of the monologue, printed copy of the monologue audition packet, as well as a handout that is called Scoring Monologues. You can find that handout, also a PDF version of it, on our class plans. Right here, Scoring a Monologue. So I'm going to open that up, and we're going to be doing something. So if you can just pause for a moment, if you haven't, to pass out the handouts. We're going to talk a little bit about scoring a script. Okay, we are scoring the script first. So I want you to take a look at your copy of the monologue that you just received. I'm going to open up a copy here, an electronic copy, so we can look along together. So here is our copy of the monologue. You'll notice that I made them with a lot of space in between because you're going to be writing some things in between this monologue. If you take a look at this PDF on monologue scoring, you'll see some of the things that I want you to do. We're going to talk a little bit about this stuff at the top, the spine, super objective, objective, tactic, and beat. We're going to be talking about that a little bit more, a little bit later. But right now we're going to be marking the monologue. So the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to read through your monologue and decide on that monologue where you think you would like to include emphasis. So if there are any moments where you think a word needs to be emphasized, it's called pointing up in acting, like point up this word or point up this phrase, go ahead and underline it. So for example, if I go back to the audition readings, the first line of Juliet's monologue, all right, so first of all, none of this is my fault. I would point up the words none and the word my in that first sentence because I think that kind of pulls across the idea a little bit more. So go ahead and go through the monologue and determine what words need emphasis. Go ahead and pause the video and allow students to do that. All right, the second thing that we're going to be doing after emphasis is we're going to be doing pauses. So within the monologue, you're going to be inserting slashes that look like this with your pen or pencil to show when you want to pause. So for example, the example down here, this person who's reading this has put in short pauses basically after most sentences in the piece. A short pause is just a beat. It's like, boom, done, speaking again. Two pauses or two slashes mean that it's a little bit longer. Three slashes mean that it's a long pause. You want to think of those as 1 second, 2 seconds, and 3 seconds. And by the way, seconds are 1001, 1002, 1003. So if I were inserting a pause in the beginning of Juliet's monologue or somewhere in the Juliet's monologue, let's go with right here. It all used to be cool around here before Facebook. I would put a 2-second pause right there. Okay? And then I would rush ahead before Facebook. Not that I was around before Facebook, but like in olden times, Facebook was for like kids, right? And then everyone's mom and dad got on it. Total mistake. So I have a 2-second pause here, and I have a 1-second pause between total and mistake. So go ahead with your pen and your pencil, determine how you would say things and where you're going to put in pauses. Remember, we are, when a character is speaking, the character is saying the words for the first time. So it's okay if there are pauses in that monologue to allow the character to consider what they're going to say next or to create emphasis. So go ahead and pause this video and go ahead and put in slashes. Okay, the next part, we're going to be determining what action you should do while you're speaking, including gestures and things like that. So off to the side on the right here, I left some extra space. And with your pen or pencil, if there is something that you need to do, like if you want to move stage right, or if you want to sit down, or for example, let's go to Lady Capulet's monologue. Right here, I would write in, look at Juliet, and then look back at the computer, and then look back at Juliet. Those are actions that I'm doing. In Romeo's monologue, Lord Montague's monologue, there's this part right here where he's talking to Romeo, and then the computer beeps, and then he goes over to the computer. So computer beeps, write in your action. Go to computer, sit down, or pick up laptop, or whatever it is. And then this is what he's thinking, and then he suddenly starts typing. So typing furiously. Go ahead and put in any actions, including gestures and where to look in the right-hand side of the margin. Go ahead and pause this video so students can do that with their monologues. Okay, the last thing that we're going to be doing is you're going to be using these action verbs down here, and you're going to be including them to show what sort of tactics your character is taking. So is your character threatening, intimidating? Is it providing a guilt trip? Is your character lying? Is your character attacking? Is your character explaining? So you'll see in this monologue right here, each beat, see where they have that little one slash in there? Each beat shows a different action verb of what they are actually trying to do, okay? So use these words at the bottom of the handout and other words that you think might work for your monologue and put them in to explain how that line should be read. All right, go ahead and mark up your monologues and make them great. When you're done with that, you're going to be partnering up with someone who's doing the same monologue, and you're going to be taking turns reading the monologue to each other. You're going to read the monologue twice. Once just sitting and reading it with all the pauses and the vocal stuff. And the second time, I want you to stand up and try to do like your movements or your gestures or things like that and try to work those in and see how they feel. Each of you should be doing the monologue twice. So I'll do it sitting with just the vocal part, and then my partner will do it sitting with just the vocal part. And then it'll come back to me. I'll do it standing and moving around, and then my partner will do it standing and moving around. But each of you should run it twice, and you should partner up with someone who's doing the same monologue as you are for auditions, because it just helps you learn it a little bit better. All right, that's it for now, and then I'll come back with another screencast in a minute to kind of help you with some more information.